Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. If you want to make beats in FL Studio, but you don't have money for expensive plugins, this video is for you. We're going to use the plugins that are made by ImageLine, and you guys, if anything, have a free trial to them or free access to them inside of your version of FL Studio. Let's go to where it says Channel Rack. Now, the plugin that is super slept on, in my opinion, is called Morphine. This has a lot of like R&B and hip hop sounds in here, but it's just a synthesizer. So I don't think it has brass and trumpets and all that type of stuff. If you click here and go to keyboards, you can find a really nice keyboard called Crystal EP. The part of the piano, you're actually hearing my keyboard. Let me turn that off. But still, you get a nice sound with this. Let's do that again. Okay, so you get a nice sound from this. That's really good for Playboi Carti stuff, for any kind of newer genre that needs that E-piano for new jazz. But, you know, it can still be morphed in the piano roll, like with the pitch bends and stuff. So there's 1,000 things to go through. But another one is the leads. People sleep on these leads. So let's do it. All right, so the cool thing is if you play this lead really low, it has a nice bitey tone that people overlook, and you can turn off delay and mess with the drive level too. So it's a nice bass. Most people don't think to play a lead really low, but I can tell you guys, most of the time leads and basses are pretty much the same concept. So this has a lot of leads people, again, sleep on. So let's start making a beat without talking about all this stuff. I got caught up in talking about the plugin. Let's go to, let's say 108 BPM. Let's start writing some chords here. Let's click here. Let's go to keyboards. Let's go to the, where is it at? I lost it that fast. Crystal keys. And let's record this. Let's record some chords. Let's hit Control L, send this to the mixer. Let's record some chords here. Okay, so now we have that chord progression. Take Control Q to quantize. Let's go to our playlist here. Let's go to song mode. What we just created is a harmony structure. Let's add that pattern in. Now we need a top line, we need a contrast layer, and we need rhythm, okay? So let's add our top line. Now top line can be, it's the memorable melody. Okay, so let's open up a plugin called Flex. Now this is, I can't say slept on because people know about it, but you might use Flex, not understand what it is, and then stop using it. So if you go to the store tab, download the essential packs. It's called Essential Strings, Essential Pianos, Essential Winds. Download all the essential ones. Anything with the download icon next to it, they're called Essential. They have other packs, but they don't really give previews, so it's hard to know what it sounds like, so I can't recommend anything else. Now, under the, where is it at here? The guitars, they have some pretty nice guitars here. Okay, so we're going to turn off what's called delay and reverb. We don't want any perceived effects on here, so let's turn all the effects off at the bottom here. And we can play the, I'll just do a shortcut here. We're going to copy these chords, hit Control C, Control V. Let's do a shortcut in FL. Let's hit Alt plus S to add the strumizer. Let's turn off alternative direction. Okay, so we're going to run this through a new plugin here called Transporter. You can mess with the grow speed as well, but let's open up our mixer, let's add transporter. I really love this plugin for trap stuff and R&B stuff. Let's turn the sensitivity and turn it on reverse. The only tricky part is I don't know how to make this sensitivity just trigger right away. It's the only thing about this plugin I don't quite comprehend. Now we're adding a texture. It is a little tricky when you have so many chords moving that fast. Again, I don't know a quick way to trigger this constantly. That's the hardest part about this plugin, is understanding how it triggers. Not really clear about that. Let's also switch the timing here. So this is like background texture we could add. That works better for my ear. Let's switch, let's add another plugin here. Let's go to Sawr's another slept on one for bass. If we go to Sawr, this is another one for bass. Click the presets, go to leads, and actually play low frequency leads. And you can click on where it says image line to activate the secret delay panel or the effects panel. So now I have to try to remember the chords I played and play the bass line for the contrast layer. See, the chords move so fast I forgot. So it's this chord up. Yeah, why does it sound weird? F sharp. Did we transpose the key? I feel like I'm going crazy here. Oh, you know what? I played the wrong chord. That's why. Okay, that's why it sounds wrong. Okay, so I forgot what I played. So it's basically I played the I didn't realize I played the chords twice. Okay, so here's where it goes to F. Okay, so I'm just recording. Don't mind the music theoriness. Okay. Need my metronomes. At the end, I'm gonna change that bass. All right, so you guys get the project files. Don't try to memorize every little tiny step. Let's add some rhythm in here. Usually for R&B, this is where the beat kind of just ends. The top line is going to be your artist. It's not going to be the actual beat. I think producers think they need to be every part of the song, and it's not necessarily the case. But we can add leads to be the top line. I would call it more of a top line expression layer. I'll get into what that means in a second. Let's add some drums in here. Just need a simple snare. use that one. I'm going to use kicks that are a little more acoustic. Let's use what's called syncopation here. So we're going to put the hi-hats on the and. So it's 1 and 2 and like that. Turn your metronome on. So it's 1. Okay, so it's on the ands. A quick way to do this is right click, fill each 4 steps, hit Control Shift. That way it's a lot faster. Let's also take cut itself off on the kick. Go back. Let's turn the hi-hat down a little bit. Just gonna add another kick. I feel like we need more of like a type snare. I don't feel like going through all these stairs. Let's see what this rim does. Let's add gross beat to our guitar. And maybe reverb. So we're adding more signal here. Let's go to presets, momentary, F speed, blend this time knob. Then we can make it more like smeary by adding more reverb. So let's use Fruity Reverb 2. Use the early reflections knob. Pull back the dry level. Turn it up. Let's quantize these bass notes. Alt Q. So now we need a top line. So let's use flex. Let's try some guitars. Now all these guitars are not meant for it. Okay, so I'm just gonna play like a slower top line. So I'm just gonna go by ear. So I'm moving, the way I'm creating this top line is in little phrases. I want to go dun, dun, dun. So let's figure out the dun, dun. Now, let's clone this. I know I'm moving kind of quick here, guys. So let's right click, clone this. And what I'm going to do is do a pitch bend guitar. So I'm pitching the pitch wheel down first. I'm playing my target note, pitch wheel down first. And then I could do that. So that's how I do it. Let's record this. So notice that that's an expressive way to play. So instead of me playing faster with this guitar, let's just go to the wrench tool here and let's add a small echo. This is more advanced, so I'm going to add a 2 echo, and then the time's going to be really fast. I'll exaggerate so you guys can hear, but and I'm gonna pan this, or we could do ping pong, I guess. So we're creating width without it being like sounding like a delay. We just want one echo. We can add more movement to the sound with filters and stuff, but for now, let's just leave the sound as is. Now in the second half, you might change it up so it's not the same thing repeating. Let's pull this bass up an octave. Now this note, I'm debating if I want that note. Might change the kick timing. It's a little. Let's go back. So I might do doom doom cha like that. Just so it's a little more stuttery. Now at the end here. This is so minutia, but usually at the end of 4 things, we want to create a change. So I want to go boom, boom, ta, pa, ta, pa, ta. Okay, so it's a little more like a Timbaland ending. Let's change out that bass. I like the bass, but it's just not fitting the vibe. This one sounds cooler. Let's also try out different keys. Oh. So now we're just swapping out sounds. I like the kicks, but they're a little too room reverby for me. So let me see if I can find something that's less room reverby. See, even though these sounds feel punchier, it lost that vibe. So sometimes it's about vibe more than like what's the punchiest, hardest kick I could use on this beat, especially R&B. We could add like another lead in here. I feel like it'd be too much though. Is that like another morphine plug in here? Or a toxic biohazard is also really good for pads, but let's try their leads. So I'm not the greatest freestyler on the scales, but I can definitely hear that. So now we're adding the ear candy stuff. So again, we'd be here all day trying to find the exact sound. Let's just add this little flute. It's an ear candy thing. Using that pitch bend. Let's record this. I'm just gonna use that as the ear candy thing. They just catch the ear. It's really small of a tone, but you can even add more delay to make it super 90s. Or let's add some fruity stereo shaper. Stereo enhancer, I mean. To add a time delay between left and right here. I think the bass is moving a little not lined up with that top line. So I would take more time with that. Now we have a unique R&B sound just from using stock plugins. So don't sleep on stock plugins. It's just probably you might have overlooked them like I did for years. So get these project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Peace out, guys.